What are we doing then? We're just going for it. We're on it. Mind over everything meets golf life.
Welcome back to a new video, you golf alive legends. Come on, big Joe Hart.
The pioneer of YouTube golf, Pete, aka Tubes.
First tee nerves. I'm here at the stunning Beau d'Isère golf course.
Oh, look at that.
This place is mega, mate.
Yeah, it looks good, man. What a shot.
Cheers, mate. That's a great putt. That's a great putt. That's a great putt, Joe Hart!
That is how you do it. Please tell me it's less than 76 yards.
Golf you can struggle with big time in the mind.
And everything in my mind is saying right now, snap every club you've got. Show everyone how good you are by being angry. Oh, man.
Absolute shanky one.
Oh, Joe. Joe.
Yeah!
You said it.
Mind over everything. This was the hole it was turning around.
You called it, mate.
Come on.
Green over everything.
Oh, wow.
We're finding ways.
That's the golf life.
Right, come on, let's send it.
It's been entertaining. It's been emotional.
How far's that gone? Never felt right. And that was the result. What a recovery. Thank you, mate.
Man, mate.
Really enjoyed that.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it was mega, mate.
It was
proper good fun.
Relatable golf.
Yeah, we're making people feel better at home, aren't we? So Pete, we're here at the Beau d'Isère Golf Club in the snooker room. We've just shot for Golf Life, the Beau d'Isère Relatable Classic Open.
Which it was.
What
exactly
a day.
that. It was brilliant, mate. Absolutely loved it. Relatable golf, like you said.
Relatable golf, right?
Relatable golf, like you said.
We
Some
need people tuning in.
unbelievable shots and some, yeah.
Well, yeah, relatable.
Yeah,
relatable
very
shots.
relatable shots, but great fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we're now moving on to mind over everything, mate.
Yeah.
And
love
with that in mind,
Yeah.
first question that we ask on all podcasts,
Yeah.
mind over everything. What does that mean to you?
What a
Big
great,
question,
what
right?
a great question. Trust your mind in certain situations. Go with what your mind says.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Always? Or have you had to learn that?
I've had to learn that. I've really had to learn that, to be honest, Joe. Because my mind over the years, last 10, 15 years, has been bang, 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 bang. So I'm trying to channel it to get into a good place. It's not easy, but I think I'm getting better.
How do you look to do that? When you say it's bang, 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 which thought is the one that you stick with, that you say I've got to go with that? Is it the first one? Is it the gut?
Yeah, the gut feeling. The gut feeling, the one that's normal. I'd like to think is normally right. But I've struggled badly with do that, like, and then making the wrong decision. That's sometimes, yeah.
And have you done that yourself, worked that out yourself, or have you had people help you?
I speak to a lot of people. When I've had problems in the past with like alcohol addiction, and I never spoke. So I never spoke to anyone about those problems, and my dad dying, I never spoke about. And it sent me into a bad spiral. So I think the more you talk to people, the more that helps in making the right decisions and deciding what to do and what channel to take in life.
Right, okay. Right, we'll definitely get into that later on. Obviously, Tubes, we all know you. I grew up knowing you and loving you through that persona and the Soccer AM life, but
Yeah.
who was Peter Dale before Tubes? How were you growing up?
Peter Dale was a really shy boy who was half decent at football. Like really shy though. Like I wouldn't go to other people's parties if I didn't know all the people there.
Really?
It's quite a weird one, Joe, because everyone goes, "Oh, I used to go on TV and rap and wear a nappy and all that and muck around and dance." But I was shit scared of doing that. I was so nervous, and that's where alcohol came in.
Yeah.
To calm my nerves. Like when I remember, like I started doing you know, Soccer AM, and they were like, Tim Lovejoy was like, oh, we're going to put you on TV this week. I just looked at him like, no, because I'd get scared because I was the runner.
Yeah.
I'd get really nervous. He'd go, oh, so-and-so's at the gatehouse. Say Joe Hart's at the gatehouse. Yeah. And me walking from the studio to the green room, I was like nervous to meet someone that I didn't know, or like, am I going to do it right? I'm not going to muck up, sort of thing. So I was so shy, but you know, the more that I went on TV, the more my sort of confidence grew. But I felt uncomfortable doing it, especially when it started the speaking roles, doing the one question only. I remember it. The season was finishing, and Tim Lovejoy was going, oh, you've had your character now. I didn't speak, I just came out dressed in a nappy to the conga music, like that. Bizarrely, topless with a can of beer, then it turned out to be an alcoholic. It was weird, but...
A nervous alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly. But it was, I remember him saying, he said, next season, you're going to have one question only. I was like, what? Sorry, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, you're going to come onto the set, you're going to ask one question. So I had the whole summer, and every day that summer, I was petrified about, I'm going to muck it up. I don't know what to do. What shall I do? Like, it was like, I was so scared. So I never ever thought I'd be on TV or doing stuff like this.
How did you manage to get yourself up to do things and put yourselves in the situations that you put yourself in, being at Soccer AM, playing football to a decent standard? You must have always had a way of going. I've talked about it previously in episodes. There was always kind of a moment, if I was a bit unsure, where I'd have it in my head, I'd go, fuck it, you've just got to go for it. Did you have that in you, or did you always just literally petrify yourself into doing something and then realise it was okay?
Well, I think once I'm in a group that I feel settled in, then the real Peter Dale, as you like, comes out. Yeah. I'm like mucking around, like, but to put myself into that situation is the hard thing. To go into that party where I didn't know people, to go on to that in the studio and do one question and one question only. So I get a massive rush when I do it. Still to this day, when I do things like, I don't like people say, Tubes, can you come and do, can you interview someone on stage? Yeah. I remember I was in Spain a few months ago, and I didn't know until the day before. They went, oh yeah, by the way, you're speaking to Joe Cole and Vladimir Smitsa. Yeah. For that 12 hours, still to this day, I'm 44 years old, I was shitting it like that. And everyone's like, that's what you do, you interview people. I was like, yeah, but this is fine, like one-on-one, but you put me on the stage, I'm petrified. But I remember when I came off and everyone was like clapping, going, you absolutely nailed that. The adrenaline and the buzz I got from it was surreal, and I was like, but that's the thing I'm always chasing. I'm always chasing that high, if you know what I mean.
Mate, I can totally relate to that. I'm new to presenting, and speaking to you or speaking to previous guests, going into it, you can prep all you want. Yeah. There will become a moment, and I find there is a moment where someone will say to me in my head, like, I don't know if you're ready to do this. But I don't know if I'm lucky, or don't know if I've always trained myself, because I've had that through football. And when someone's ever said that in my head, I've gone, shut up. I've always backed myself. Yeah. Always backed myself. But I've always had that voice in my head say it. And I don't know if I've just backed myself more vocally. But you must back yourself, because the situations that you've put yourself in are so uncomfortable. They're impossible for most people out there to do. So there must be, I'm not saying you perceive yourself as weak, but there's a really strong person in your head that backs you. Yeah. It might be silently, because you wouldn't be able to go and do or be in the situations that you put yourself in without doing it.
It's a weird one, and I'm loving this, because it's a weird one, because like when I did, like, as the character of Tubes got more and more popular, yeah, doing the rap and then the one question only, it was like I'd brick it beforehand, but I'd buzz afterwards. So I suppose, and I'd put myself through it, and then as it got bigger, they'd be like, okay, we're going to start doing film junkets, and you've got Bruce Willis, you've got Denzel Washington.
I've seen them, mate.
And I'm like, oh wow, like that. And I remember, like, I'd be going to like the Savoy Hotel, And with the film junkets, they go, oh, you're up next, come and sit outside the room.
Yeah.
So you're sitting outside the room like that with your head against the wall, and you can hear Denzel Washington getting interviewed, and you know. And then when you get it wrapping up, the fear and the panic was like, so you've gone from one extreme to having Denzel Washington get you in a headlock and walk you through the Savoy Hotel and go, it's my boy Tubes, it's my boy. And the rush I got for that. So I don't really know how to explain it, but I suppose there is a strong character in my head, but you wouldn't be able to tell that if you saw me outside waiting.
Yeah, of course.
But what I'm saying is I love the buzz. I love adrenaline, hence why, alcohol, I have a problem with it, because I wanted that high the whole time. So I don't know if there is a strong person in my head, but I always put myself into situations. I never back down and go, no, I'm not doing that.
So even in all these emotions, all these situations, Denzel, you never back down. You never, because a lot of people would, to have that voice in their head and be in those situations, like I say, would just backdoor it. Like, you don't have to do anything.
No, I would never say I'm not doing it, but I will I will shit myself before I go and do it.
That's a massive strength.
Yeah, I suppose that's a nice thing to say, but I've never thought it that way.
Yeah?
I just look at the negative and go, why are you panicking? Why are you panicking? Why are you nervous? I mean, you would be nervous when you're going into Denzel Washington and going, do you know what I mean? You're going to be nervous because you're acting an arse, you're having a bit of laugh, but I'd never back down.
Yeah.
I'd never go, I'm not doing it.
Who did you, when you were coming up in that world and that game, who gave you your strength? Who did you look up to?
In the TV world?
In the TV world.
No one.
I suppose there was someone in sport you could look at and think of.
No one really, Joe, if I'm honest, mate, because I never thought I'd be doing TV stuff. So when with Soccer AM back in the day, it was like you worked on the show, you do everything.
And what was that like? What was that show like to start with?
Carnage.
Carnage. I was going to say it was Carnage, right?
But amazing, organised Carnage.
Yeah.
Like that show, when it first started, times have changed now.
Of course they have.
There's certain things you can't do, or if we did now what we did back then, it would be, outrage. And times have changed, and I get that. But that show was organised Carnage, and it was amazing because I used to watch it. Like my uncle, I never had Sky TV, so my uncle was like, "Come round, Pete, come round and watch this new show on Saturday morning. It's called Soccer AM. It's 4 hours. It is." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I love football so much with a passion. Like our whole family, massive Chelsea fans. So I used to go around my uncle's and watch it, and then to be 6 months later having work experience there, and then never leaving really. I just said, "I'll come and work for free. I'll come and meet." He's like, and it was just. It was brilliant because you'd have like big stars coming on because everyone wanted to be part of this movement.
Yeah.
And, like the easy chant, and you see it in football stands. And and then it's like, then my character sort of got built up, and then I was known for having being a party, going out and stuff like that. Then there'd be cardboard cutouts of me at football, and I'm like, what's going on? Like at darts, people are doing the walking, and there's pictures of me just hanging over the side. Like, I was like, this is crazy. So it was a mad show, but I learnt so much from all of them, like Tim, Fenners, Helen. Helen's unbelievable presenter.
Yeah.
So I didn't really look up to anyone because I was just sort of there. I just got a lucky break, and to work in football for the majority of my life, I've been so lucky to do. And it was all through a 1 week work experience. So.
And how did you get that work experience?
Through Martin Tyler.
Really?
Yeah, the voice. The voice. My mum used to teach his children at school. Yeah, and he was like, he used to do football lessons with the kids afterwards.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Because obviously, I wanted to be a footballer and that. And he was like, "Oh, we can take Pete to Sky Sports." And I remember it. The first day I did not much, just logging in the TV world is you just watch a football match, which is a great job, by the way.
Yeah.
And just note down anything of note, like good save, good goal. And I was like, this is cool, you watch football. And I remember the second day, they went, "Oh, today you're on this show called Soccer AM." I was like, that's what I watched with my uncle. Like, so I walked in and I knew all the characters. It's like Fenners, that's Sheephead, that's Robbie Knox. And I was like, oh wow, and obviously Tim being a massive Chelsea fan. And I loved it. I loved being part of a team. and I didn't have much to do. They were like, it helped that I was Chelsea and a football fan. And then, to be honest, mate, I just never left. I did that week, and then they were like, I said, can I come back next week? And they were like, yeah, obviously we can't pay you. I was like, I don't want paying, but I just want to experience it. And then it just grew from there, really. And then I was literally 1 or 2 days away from going to university.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to go to Canterbury Christchurch University because I was like, I'm going to go and do sports science.
That's what you're going to study, yeah?
Sports science. And then I got a call from a woman called Pippa at Sky. So I just had Tim Lovejoy in the office, and he said, I have to give you a job because he wants you to carry on doing Soccer AM on Saturdays. So you're going to be the runner in the sports library. So I had to phone up the uni and say, sorry, I'm not coming. I do apologise for the inconvenience. And I went straight to Sky Sports.
And why did Tim want you?
I think he liked me.
Just as a person, or did he see a role? Was Tim the brains behind it? Did he, you're going to be this, you're going to be that in the show?
Well, Peter the Test Tube Baby, when I dressed as a nappy, came from a band called Peter and the Test Tube Babies.
Right.
So I was lucky my name was Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the tubes obviously got shortened down from Peter the Test Tube Baby.
Yeah.
And then that was like, I'd done that for 3 years, like a fully grown man running around the car park in a nappy, cracking beer over my head. They were like, so Tim was always the guy who came up with the idea for it. So he was like, and he goes, you've got three lives, doing one question only. So if all three attempts are poor, that's it. That segment's gone. Yeah. Which, you know, talking like, to me, I'm breaking it even more. But I remember the first one I did was woeful, and I mean woeful. Like, I didn't know what to do.
Who did you do it to?
Frank Worthington. You know, the legend, ex-footballer.
Yeah.
So I walked up there. Yeah. I thought I'd try and be clever. I went,
did Frank know what was coming?
No, no one ever knew. So I didn't tell anyone.
Right.
I didn't tell anyone. So I went, all right, Frank. He went, you all right? I went, yeah. Everyone was like, what the fuck is going on? I went, did you score more on or off the pitch? That's the exact reaction like that. And Tim went, okay, and he went, on the pitch, yeah. I went, all right, cheers, Frank. Just shook his hand and walked off, and I died. I was like, oh my God, what's just happened? And everyone was like, it was like tumbleweed in the studio. Yeah. Everyone was like, well, mate, it was good that way. Yeah,
but that character and that line was never going to be a hit straight away, was it? Because it was
definitely not that way.
But it was the awkwardness that made it.
It was the awkwardness that made it, but I shouldn't. I've gone in trying to be funny, asking a daft question like that. Yeah. Tim was like, "Don't do that again." Ask something that, because I didn't know what to.
So that's all he said. He said, "You got one question only.
You've got three. You've got 3 chances. Over you go." So then I thought the second time I'd try and be a rapper. I thought I'd do something silly at the start. Yeah. And it went down well, and then I did it for years.
So did you see a lot of these segments, these suggestions, die on their ass?
That was the beauty of Soccer AM. Yeah. We'd try anything. Yeah. We could do it once, and it could have been the worst thing that's ever. But do you know what? It was always funny though, because we'd be doing it and going, we'd sort of literally turn to each other live on air and go, this ain't really working, is it? Yeah. Which made it funny.
That was the beauty of it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, that's what I mean, it was organised carnage. So you try stuff, and it was like, this is awful, we're not doing it again. Or, you know, you'd get 3 lives to, you know, you've got 3 chances, and then if it works, it works. And then the tubes and the one question and one question only, it worked. And then it became like, then the awkwardness kicked in, and like, at the junkets.
And everyone enjoyed it.
You'd look at me, what's going on, and I'd stare at you. Yeah. And then people were like, this is amazing, because you get to see, like, you got some amazing reactions off Hollywood A-listers, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes it didn't go to plan. Like, sometimes it was like, there's been times where, you know, Slash from Guns N' Roses was like, I had all these bouncers around me as I'm cleaning mashed potato off the floor, because obviously Slash rhymes with mash. I decided to rub it in my face. He didn't like that. And he went, that's a rap. And I was like, yeah, I know it's a rap. And then the bouncers were fuming. They were like, and I get out.
How did you live in that awkwardness?
I don't know.
What did you do? Just blank out? Think what's the worst case?
Yeah, exactly. What's
is
the
the wor-
worst?
there
What's
isn't
the
a
worst
worst
case
case,
that
yeah.
can happen? You get in a headlock from Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
or nearly get beaten up from Slash's bodyguards. But it was just fun. And do you know what? Slash actually phoned me up to apologise like 3 days later. I thought that was a wind-up. He actually phoned up to say, I'm sorry that I reacted like that. I'd just literally come off a plane. I'd gone straight to Epsom to do a guitar opening of a shop. And he's like, you're stood in front of me putting mashed potato in your face. And he's like, I just didn't really get it. But he goes, I've checked out your work and I really like it. So if you're ever in LA, let's do some stuff. And I was like, that's awesome. Slash from Guns N' Roses. So, like I said, on the way to doing these things, I was petrified. Once I'd done it, I got an almighty high and people seemed to like it. It got boring after a while and I didn't want to do it because I thought it's been done. I thought we were flogging a dead horse, and when the new sort of regime came in, when Tim and all that left, I was still doing it. And I was like, I was like, this is not funny anymore.
How far away is Pete from Tubes?
Miles.
Miles?
Yeah.
Not even in the same realm?
I don't think so, Joe. I think actually it's a weird one because Tubes.
Is that why you could enjoy it? Because you were someone else?
I think so. But I mean, Tubes is like, it was an act, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, but that's where I think it got confusing because I think when people saw me, like as Soccer AM started to get bigger and bigger, I don't want to come across like arrogant here, but when I started getting recognised, they just assumed I was going to be that way, doing all the funny noises and speaking to everyone. But in reality, I'm miles away from that. I was like, oh God, I'm going to go into a pub here and there's going to be loads of people and like, I don't know, what should I do? I'll have a quick drink and relax. Because that was what I was like.
At the point where you were Tubes and it was big and you were drinking, what was that person like?
What, me drinking, the Peter Dale that drinks?
Yeah.
Great question, mate. I suppose there's. I wasn't an arsehole drinking.
Yeah.
I've never had a fight in my life. Well, not that I can remember. But I was a liability.
Yeah.
A liability, like, where it got to the point where my friends were like, we don't want to see him like this, like. I mean, I've got scars, like, all on my head and stuff, like, falling through windows. I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
The problem is I couldn't drink like normal people.
Yeah.
And I knew that for years, you know. I knew it for years, from a young age. Remember Hooches and all those Alco Pops?
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as I taste them and the feeling it gave me, I was like, I want this feeling all the time. And I knew from age, like early, 15 I think, I was like, this ain't normal. Because I was like, another one. But it took me until age of 32 to go, fucking hell man, enough's enough. So I wouldn't say I was a twat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a danger to myself and people around me. And I was upsetting people around me, which is why I stopped in the end.
How were you upsetting people?
Worry.
Yeah.
When your son's like collapsing, or Captain gets picked up, or police taking him off the train because he can't wake up. That's not good for your mum to see, especially when she's just lost her husband, our dad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's selfish, really. Really selfish. Like, and I'm so glad that I wasn't enough's enough, because I couldn't carry on hurting everyone around me. Like people, my mum would be scared, so scared. When Dad died, I moved back to look after Mum, and I was good for a year with the drink, because I was like, I'm looking after my mum, I'm looking after my little brother, and but then a year on, escalated. So how selfish is that? Like, everyone knew I had a problem, and I knew I had a problem.
Yeah.
But then with like the girlfriend at the time, I was like, I'll go and see someone. So I'd go and see a specialist and just lie to him to say to everyone around me that I'd done it.
What would you lie about?
How much I was drunk. He knew. He told me at the end when I finally got sober. He was like, I knew you were lying to me, but I can't tell you that he'd go, so Pete, how much do you drink at Chelsea? And I was like, oh, like 6 pints. Bullshit.
What would you always shave off? How many?
Fucking 16.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd leave out the bottle of vodkas in the cab on the way to Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
So I'd lie to him. So he'd go, all right, so why don't we try and cut it down to 4 this weekend? I was like, this therapist is amazing. He's just, I'm just going to go, yeah, all right. I said, yeah, I'll do 4. Yeah, I'll do like, do you know what I do? I'll do 2 before the game. I'll do 1 at half time, and I'll a little cheeky one on the way back. He'd be like, yeah, perfect. Like, sweet. Again, I'd go finish soccer AM, go to the off licence, buy loads of miniatures, hide like a little child in the back of the cab going,
Yeah.
But that rush of that vodka, I'd be like, oh, like amazing. Get to the pub, 3 or 4 pints, whatever. I don't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I can't, it was just ridiculous. Stumble in, probably cut my head, shit myself in the morning, look at Twitter, go, which is sad in itself, where have I been, who have I upset? Like, I was in Wimbledon, I was like, oh great, blank outs. Go back to Peter, his name was, and go, yeah, I think I mucked up, Pete.
Yeah.
8 pints.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just lied.
Yeah.
I was paying this man to make myself feel better, to make my family feel better.
And were they feeling better about it?
Well, no, they knew I was lying. I think being an alcoholic is really, really hard work, because the amount of lies you have to tell to get round is like, you know, just. But I think people know. Like, people are like, oh, cool, you had a good night last night. Well, we're like drinking vodka about 5 minutes before playing football. But I think people can. I truly believe by eating loads of airwaves, you know, those really strong menthol chewing gum, that no one could smell that I stunk of alcohol. In your mind, you think, you know, how many do you have? Like, oh no, I just took. Like, you just lie continuously, and it's really, really hard work. Just to keep lying, and then you feel awful, and when you're on that vodka come down, then it's escalated tenfold of how bad you feel. Then you want more alcohol to feel better. You get in that cycle, and it's dangerous, and I did not enjoy it, especially the last 2 years of it.
How was your relationship with Ange when you were bad?
I think Ange, we love each other as brothers, and we were like really good mates. But again, he was like, bruv, like, you've got to stop. Everyone knew I had to stop. But I always say this, I've said it before, the only person that can make the decision to stop drinking is yourself.
Yeah.
You have to want to do it. Because that's it. So many people can tell you, you can have specialists, and until you go, I have a problem, I need to stop, you're not going to. And luckily I had that moment nearly 10 years ago now, where I was like, enough's enough. And then since then, when I called that, I haven't touched a drop.
That's incredible that you've done that.
So, thank you, mate.
Should be dead proud.
No, I am, do you know what, I am dead proud, and you know, that's when the mind's kicked in.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm super proud of myself about, like super proud, that I've said, Mum, I ain't drinking no more. She basically said, bollocks, you said this before. I said, I know I've said it before, I'm not going to drink again, enough's enough. So, and to go and only do 1 AA meeting, which helps thousands, millions across the world, it's an amazing thing. It wasn't for me personally.
Why?
I just didn't like the reading stuff. Again, the shyness kicked in. I didn't like that you had to read and go, right, now you say you're... I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to sit in front of a crowd and this, okay, I'll read this bit. It wasn't for me. What I found really helpful was the guest speaker, which was amazing, because he literally stood up there and went, this is what I had, and this is what I started doing, and I lost it all. And I just sat there and go, that's exactly what's going to happen to me. He had a great job in the city, earning loads of money, had 2 lovely daughters, or I can't remember what he said, a son and a daughter, nice wife, everything going well. Alcohol crept up on him, lost it all. So from what I took from that meeting was like, that's me. That's going to be me if I don't stop. Because I've already had a few run-ins of getting sneaked out the back door at Sky.
Yeah.
Pissed. Fenner's going, just get home, mate. There was a time where I think I've gone to the petrol station up the road at Syon Park, bought vodka, blanked out, nearly got run over. So I was like, this is what's going to happen to me if I'm not dead, because I'm blanking out, falling into streets like an idiot. I'm going to lose it like that man. So that's what I took from that AA meeting. So that man really helped me.
Do you feel like you've helped people who've struggled with these problems?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I do, and that's another thing I'm proud of. Because when I first spoke about it, maybe like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
a lot of support came in, but not, sorry, I say support, a lot of people who were supportive and really nice to me, but a lot of people, like in the direct messages and stuff like that, and text messages, were like, I struggle and I struggle, I struggle. So I would used to phone people up, like people I didn't know,
Yeah.
to help them. Like, so I think I have helped, and I think talking helps in general. Like people,
Definitely.
yeah, it does. So people might watch this and go, you know, I struggle with that, and you know, I've done a podcast with Matt Willis,
Yeah.
who's also suffered with alcohol, and you know, speaking I think can help people. But that's what I would encourage to people who are struggling. You have to talk. You have to talk, and that's a big mistake of mine that I never did. I never dealt with Dad dying, or I never said, "I know I've got a problem with alcohol." Kept it all in. It was a selfish thing as well, because I used to love drinking. Like, I wish I could drink like a normal person,
Yeah.
but I had to accept the fact that I can't.
Yeah, I got you.
My brain just goes, here we go, we're on one, and we go on one for 6 days, and I just had to accept that I can't do it.
I think with my personality, I've never been a drinker, really, or a gambler, for example. I know those two can go hand in hand. But I know that if I ever did, say we went to the casino on a night out, I knew how that made me feel, and that rush that you talked about, like it was, everything I had, I'd throw it on.
Yeah.
I just didn't care, don't care. But I think I'm very lucky that I identified that really early, really early. And so I was able to kind of flirt with it, have a night with no consequences, and then leave it. But I do, you know, I can identify with that feeling, especially when you get going drink-wise. I don't really drink anymore.
Well, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, of
So
course,
when
go.
you have a drink,
Yeah.
you're saying you're like that, and you go, here we go, the
Yeah.
adrenaline pumping. Does not 1 or 2 pints or a vodka make you go, here we go, here we go? How do you cut off?
So I would commit the night. So it would never be sporadic. It would never just be like, build. It's like, this is the night that we're going to have. I'm going out with my friends, I'm going out with my wife, and we're going hard, this one. I've committed to this day, this is how I'm doing it. It sounds like, sounds quite regimented.
Well, it is, but it works.
Excuse me, but that's how I process and work through things. So it would never just be, I'd kind of weigh up, what have I got the next day? So if it could be the next day, worst case scenario, bit of a blessing and a curse, don't know about you, but off alcohol, no matter what I did, I could always get up the next day, always. So even if I had to work around a training session, so the game wouldn't be for a week, but we'd be in on the Sunday, I can go out on the Saturday, I know I can get through training on the Sunday.
Right.
So I'd always kind of do all the maths in my head and work it out, and then go all in, and then leave it. I was able to leave it. I see now, you say you needed to go, one good night could lead to 6. That would never happen.
Right, okay.
So I always kind of had a plan around how I was going to do it, because I knew that I got excited, get really excited. And now,
So you'd go one night and just go hard.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go half on one night, just go 3 or 4 pints.
No,
It literally is all or nothing.
all or nothing. And I very much
Okay.
lived a kind of 350 day a year, really good life. And
Yeah.
I'd allow a little bit of wiggle room. I'd allow 15, maybe a lad's holiday here, or
Yeah.
a couple of nights out here. And I've always been able to do that. And I feel it's only now I'm older that I genuinely feel lucky. That's how I've been able to process things and work on it.
Was there a drink problem within football? Obviously, I don't want you to ask names. But like, could you tell footballers were struggling with alcohol?
No.
No.
In and around the level that I was at, now I really think, because you only really look at things in hindsight, right? It's only when you really start to understand. And in football, I never really saw anyone that really struggled with it.
because loads of people didn't know I was struggling.
So maybe mine's an untrained eye.
That's what I
whereas if you were
asked.
sat in my shoes, you might be in a dressing room knowing what you know now and think, but it was only nights out how I watched people work. But like the level that we were at, and I was at for most of my career, like there's no way you could have got away with it. Everything was under the microscope. But it's interesting,
it's
right?
interesting because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I wouldn't have offered you the drinks that we didn't know you were struggling."
Yeah.
So I must have hid it pretty well. But the people close to me knew it was bad.
Did you have a gang that you went out with?
Yeah, but towards the end, I'd find anyone who would drink with me.
Would you?
Yeah, because I wanted to drink. So I'd just walk into any pub in Chelsea. Sad, again, looking back at it, it's embarrassing, but people are like, Tubes, Tubes, do us a rap and all that. I'd be like, yes,
straight
they're going to drink. I'd be like, I see people at Chelsea now, Joe, they go, hello, mate, how you doing? I'm like, good, mate, how are you? I'm like, I've no idea. They're like, do you remember all those nights we had? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know you. Like,
really?
So God knows what I used to get up to. Yeah, so like I'd find anyone really.
So do you think your dad passing, do you think that would have escalated it? Sound like
100% escalated it. Yeah, because I didn't talk, and I didn't deal with that, and I didn't train my mind to make it better. I just kept it all inside, and I used to get these panic attacks, which I didn't know were going on. I used to get them after drinking, but then I started getting them being completely sober for like 4 days.
Yeah.
I was like, this is horrible. I don't know if you ever had a panic attack, but
I don't think so. No.
It is rank. So my go-to was drink, make you feel better. And I didn't talk. I didn't talk about my dad dying. He was like, and I loved him so much. Like we were like best mates. We go to Chelsea together all the time. Like his ashes are actually underneath Stamford Bridge now. He was like him and my mum were the first people in the whole world to have their wedding reception on Stamford Bridge.
Really?
Yeah, made the papers, man. It was all good. So, and I didn't talk about it, and so when I did start talking about it, and obviously the alcohol, that's when I think my mind got better. And what I said at the start of the pod, like I think making better decisions. Like if I wanted to go and drink, I'd say, oh, no, I'm struggling there. Like talk it, or if I've got a problem with work, or I talk about it. Instead of keeping it all in, because that's dangerous.
I remember when you came out to Turin to interview me.
Yeah.
And I knew you, but I didn't know you, but I also knew Tubes a lot.
Yeah.
And like, it's interesting you say about your character, obviously, because walking in to do it was a proper interview, wasn't it? And it was just funny, just like myself, just realising, okay, this is a proper interview.
Do you know what I mean? He's actually going to ask some proper questions.
Do you love that side of your job?
I love it. I love it.
We were just saying out on the course there, like.
Yeah, I really love today. I love today because just get to chat, like play golf that I love. Obviously, I didn't cover myself in glory, but it was so fun. Do you know what I mean? And we can just talk about anything, and that's what I love. And that's why I was getting a bit concerned about doing the one question only. Yeah. Because it was fucking boring, man. It was like I'm asking one question only. I'm trying to, I'm doing the staring thing. And I was like, I want to learn about people. Yeah. I want to find out about the individual, what they're like. Like I don't care about. Well, I do care, but I'm not going to ask them big game at the weekend, because I've never understood that. Yeah. Like why an interviewer goes, Joe, big game at the weekend. You're never not going to say it's a big game. Yeah. You're not going to go, no, not really, mate. I don't mind if we draw. It's just like find out about the human being and what they like away from football, and that's what I wanted to do. So I had to have that conversation to the producer at the time. I was like, mate, please can... He was like, yeah, but maybe chuck a couple of curveballs in there. So I started doing interviews where I'd ask a question and be like, what other sports you like? Then I'd randomly go, do you prefer chutney or Branston pickle? I'd be like, sorry, what? Yeah. I was like, So then I went back to the office like, that's not really working, mate. Like, why am I asking daft questions within a... So he was like, yeah, but you've got to keep that character. That's what people love. And I was like, mate, I don't want to be that character no more. Yeah. I just want to have a chat and a laugh. And do you know what I mean? So I love that part of my job.
And then, obviously, you say you had that moment with your mum where you said, I'm not drinking anymore. That's me done. Yeah. And you managed to hold on to that. Did you see your life changing much from that moment on?
I was petrified. I didn't think I could live without alcohol because my life literally was revolved around getting pissed. So I was petrified. But after I got through those initial few months...
How did you get through those first few months? Because if you're saying it wasn't through a meeting.
Willpower, I suppose. Finding other things like golf.
Yeah?
Running to get the endorphins. Because I was a fucking mess. I was a big lump. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care about myself. I didn't look after myself. I was just like, Do you know what I mean? So I was like, right, what can I do apart from drink?
Yeah.
And I was petrified. Like, I didn't go to Chelsea for a while because I was like, well, where do I go before? Like, well, I'm just going to go and watch the football. And I was like, I love football.
Yeah.
So then I started going, and I was like, I remember the result. I remember who played well. I'd go to Chelsea, show no shit. I'd go to Chelsea sometimes and wake up the next day and would not know the score.
Really?
You know, I'd be there the whole time. I mean, it's like, it's ludicrous. They're like, I'd have conversations with people like, good game last night, wasn't it? I'm like, yeah. I was like, please don't ask me the score, because I don't know what happened at that game. And I was there in the stand. But once you get through those initial few months of not doing much,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. Like, your mind opens up and go, hang on, life's amazing without alcohol. You know, I don't have to worry about what I did, who I upset.
Yeah.
You know, where I've been, like, I know where I've been. I had a really good relationship with my friends. Obviously, I didn't go down the pub for a few years, but I was like, I'll come around yours, or we go for a bike ride, and I loved it. I was like, wow, life is so much better.
Yeah.
Instead of living like a nervous wreck the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I was, because I wouldn't drink every day, but I'd always be going, that's the next time I can drink.
Yeah.
And then when I did drink, it was like, honestly, it makes me feel like sick talking about it, because it was just like carnage. It could have it could have been real bad. So when you get through that, and it was amazing, and like what I've experienced since,
Yeah.
and you know, having a family, I'd never have had family if I carried on.
No chance.
Because no one would give me a chance. No one wanted to be like that
Yeah.
liability for 3 days a week, 3 or 4 days a week. I've got my little girl now, Molly. I've got a stepdaughter, Lottie. I've got an amazing girlfriend, Amy. And it's like, that's what life's about.
Yeah.
Experiencing a family and growing up, and everyone's happy and healthy, and everyone's just looking after each other. I love it, mate.
So 4 years sober, fit, healthy,
Yeah.
and then what?
nearly died. Had a heart attack. Yeah.
I remember seeing it all
Yeah, mate.
unfold. I
Yeah.
messaged you. I was like, Peter, I don't really know what to say. I just hope you're all right, mate.
Yeah. No, I remember, and I appreciate that.
What happened?
Well, again, I've been talking about not speaking. Another classic case of not speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, when I admitted the alcohol, and I was like, right, boom, let's get endorphins, let's get fit. And I was getting fit. And I was like, I'm never going to break any records for running. But I
Yeah.
used to run 5K, and I used to feel amazing afterwards. And all of a sudden, I was like, getting to like a kilometre and a half, and I feel like a bit crampy and a bit. I was like, oh, okay, I can't. My legs are not really working. So what I should have done, which again, advise to anyone who is struggling or has a little problem at all, just go and see the doctor or speak. Me being a dope was like, well, okay, I could just go on the bike instead, and it was fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then played football one Sunday morning, and I was like, I feel hungover. Like, this is weird. I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, seeing like 2 balls. I was like, this is so weird. I got dragged at half time. They're like, Pete, you're in tubes or whatever. You all right? And I'm like, no, I just feel a bit weird. Like, I think a few people actually thought I might have gone back, because I was all a bit dishevelled. I was like, this is weird. And yeah, it turns out that the heart attack had started. What happened, the reason my legs weren't working is because the clot had already started. And
So how soon after that weird feeling
I was in hospital that day. So that football in the morning.
No, sorry. When when you said you were running and you started to feel
Oh,
funny.
sorry. I think it was a couple of months, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe a few weeks. I'm not entirely sure, but I do remember it that my legs aren't working that well. Came back. I was supposed to go to Chelsea in the afternoon. I think they were playing in the FA Cup. Started feeling shit, and I thought I had indigestion, and it started getting pain here. And then when I knew I had a massive problem, it was like, well, I was a bit muddy from football, so I was like, I have a hot shower. I was like, I'm all a bit weird, and got in the shower. And when you have a hot shower, your old boy normally
joins the party.
Yeah, it sort of comes out of himself, and gets a little bit bigger and back to its normal size. Obviously, when you're cold and that. My old boy did exactly the opposite. Went whoop, shrunk, and it's a funny story. I mean, it's laughable, but I was like, why is my dick shrunk?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not right. So I was feeling a bit weird, thought I had indigestion.
Get anyone else involved?
Yeah.
Guys, what's going on?
Yeah, I was like, and I've got no knob. So I was like, what's going on here? And then it all sort of kicked in. Then the left arm went numb. And it was, do you know what? I found out why my knob disappeared. Is because the body's so clever, and the brain, it cuts off stuff that you don't really use.
Pointless blood.
Which doesn't say much for my sexual life. But it was like, we'll start with that, and then obviously I'm right-handed. My left arm went. It was really clever, man. I found it out afterwards. That's what they said. But yeah, then Mum came round. I looked at my mum in the face, and I could tell she was like, "My boy's in trouble." Andrew's there as well.
Yeah.
I could see him behind Mum going, "My brother's in trouble." Apparently, I was like proper white, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought I had indigestion.
Yeah.
So essentially, I was trying to burp out a heart attack. Do you know what I mean? So got rushed into hospital, and then I remember, because the paramedic was the most annoying person in the whole world, but he was doing that on purpose. He was like, because I was like that, I felt like, obviously, like left arm and all that, head, and he was just telling me really shit jokes.
Yeah.
I was like,
was he rapping before them?
Drop it down low. But I was like, why is this guy just keep talking to me? He's going, but what he was doing, he was talking to me and spraying stuff in my mouth. And what he was doing was to keep me conscious, because they were worried that if I'd gone out of conscious, I might not have come back. So him being annoying and talking and really annoying me, was his job to keep me up, keep me awake. Then I got rushed in the back door. And then they went through my groin. And I just remember all of a sudden just went. It was bang, 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 bang. And I got the clock. And I just laid there. When we're born, everyone has a hole in their heart.
Okay.
And it seals by itself. Mine didn't. So as I was doing all the exercise and pushing my body to that limit to get fit, it was getting caught on the hole, getting redirected. They said if I'd had that problem when I was drinking, I would have died. Sharpish, dead.
Just
because my body wasn't that fit. Because I was in good shape.
Yeah.
Much better shape than I am now. I was like, people were like, "Wow, Pete, you're looking good, mate." My face was all skin, like I was doing good.
Yeah.
So I was lucky that I was in that sort of state of fitness, because the heart obviously worked harder. So my heart now works at, last time I think we checked was about 67, 68% capacity.
Bloody hell.
But I was lucky, mate. I was lucky, and I do remember going in thinking, I'm not going to be able to play five-a-side. They're going to say I can't run.
Yeah.
And they went, so Mr. Dale, things you can't do. And I was again panicked. I was like, I went, scuba dive. I went, just scuba dive. I went, all right, so I've just had a major heart attack and all I can't do is scuba dive.
What?
I was like, such a shame, because I had a holiday booked the next 2 weeks to go scuba diving, but I was like, that is unreal. I was so lucky.
That would just be a pure pressure thing?
Yeah, unpopped the hole that they clamped. It was amazing what they did. Like, it was like the Monday Night Football of like heart repair.
Yeah.
It was like, literally, there was a big screen, and I chose to stay awake for it because I just wanted to get out of hospital by then. I was in there a while. And they go through the groin, and you see on this big screen, and you can see it going up, and you can feel it ticking there, and they go through, and then clamp it,
Simple as
bring
that.
it all back out. It's so clever. So and I watched it all happen. But people are like, why did you watch that? I was like,
I'd have watched it.
yeah, it's intriguing. It's intriguing. So yeah, I can only thank all the staff for saving me, basically. And everyone was like, oh, did it give you a new lease of life, the heart attack? And I was like, not at all.
You already
It
had
was just a massive kick in the cock.
Yeah.
Because I'd gone through all of that when I admitted I was an alcoholic. That was the whole new lease of life.
Yeah.
The heart attack was just a massive setback, because obviously there's a big recovery period for that. And which I thank the hospital and all the staff there, because they put on these sessions. It was really bizarre. It was like gym sessions, and I'm there at whatever I was, 36, 37, and I was the youngest there by about 40 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like all these old dears, like doing all these, like, because they all have heart problems, and I was just there like, wow, like this is mad. And they were brilliant though. Again, that was like a little community as well, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like communities and everyone
Little
helping
team.
each other and stuff like that. But I was lucky, Joe. I was really lucky. And like I said, if you have any problems like that,
Speak
or
up.
you're feeling a bit weird, anywhere in the part of your body,
I should probably do that, mate. Every now and again, I get a little bit wobbly.
yeah, 100%. Well, honestly, I'm on a serious note.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
You've hit home with me.
yeah. It's like, why are you going wobbly?
Yeah.
What if you go wobbly in a road? Go and get it checked.
You've got your golf life.
Yeah, got my golf life.
Talk to me about that, mate, because you boys, you really put it on the map.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that? Whose concept was that?
Well, when I started doing the football interviews at Sky, I was loving it.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, coming out to see you in Italy, I spoke to you, I remember that day, I think I spoke to you about 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was buzzing. I was like, that's class. But then you take those rushes back to Sky Sports and they go, yeah, Tubes, you've got 5 minutes 15 for that piece. I went, hang on, I've just gone out to see England's number one. You know, he's playing out in Italy now. We had an amazing chat, and I was like, well, I've got to put that half an hour footage into 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was getting really frustrated by it. I was like, can I just do a big long one? They were like, well, you haven't really got time, mate, because you've got to go and get a guest for Saturday. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I carried on doing it. And don't get me wrong, I loved it. I was so privileged to be in that position where I had the opportunity to talk to you. But I was like, we've had such good stuff that we literally went bang, cutting room floor.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't we do a big long thing? And like, I'll do an hour programme where I come out and I'll look around the town and then I go and see Joe. And that's what I wanted to do. I love long form and like I said, finding out about people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it carried on like that. And then so me and Ange was like, Ange had a lot of YouTube friends. And I knew nothing about YouTube. Like,
Right.
I was like, everyone was talking about it. I was like, this thing's getting, it was like, then because I gave up alcohol, I started playing golf to socialise and be out with my friends. Because Ange is the golfer of the family. I used to get bored playing.
Yeah.
I used to be like,
I was the same.
I do 6 holes and go, well, this is wank, where's the pub? You know what I mean? Or let's go and watch football. So he was like, you know a lot of footballers, they like golf. I was like, okay. I said, why don't I interview them on the course?
Yeah.
So I remember we did a pilot with Liam Ridgewell, who I love, like,
Yeah.
and it was like, this is good, you know. This is good. This is like out in the open, playing a sport, a little bit competitive, and we can talk life, we can talk football, we can talk all like long form stuff.
Wherever it goes, yeah.
Just find out about that individual, which I always wanted to do. And then I thought, oh, YouTube, it's got to be like a bit wacky. So we did that pilot, but then I was like, phoned up John Terry, I went, oh, John, we're doing this golf stuff. Do you mind? We're going to do a couple of things. He's like, mate, yeah, I'll help you out, launch it, no problem. So then we were doing like the bucket challenge, like chipping it, how many you can catch in a bucket. And then we were doing Catch Me If You Can, where I'd be hitting like 3 woods, 5 woods on the driving range, and John Terry had to catch it with the baseball glove. And I'm filming this going, this is genius, this is going to fly, this is going to fly. And it didn't really. I was like, oh.
With the intention of what? Just having a good time and getting some good numbers, or?
Well, I thought it would get really good engagement, and yeah, I suppose numbers, that's what, you know, on YouTube, I suppose that's what matters. And I thought, oh, okay. But then we did a 4-hole challenge where it was the pilot we did previously,
Yeah.
but with Charlie Adam. And then everyone was like, this is amazing. It's like a podcast on a golf course.
Yeah.
They didn't want the funny, daft. Again, do you know what I mean? So I've gone from thinking like Tubes, the rapping and all that. I've gone back to being, I think it's got to be out there wacky, like, nah, people just wanted to watch a bit of golf and chat.
Yeah.
And then that's how it started. And then we got in there reasonably early. There's so many golf creators now. It's gone
Who
mad.
else was out there at the time?
Rick Shields, the original, Pete Finch. No one really doing what we were doing, if you know what I mean, like different with footballers or film stars or, you know, interviewing on a golf course. Now, loads of people are doing it.
Yeah.
But we were one of the first people with that sort of model, if you know what I mean. And it was like, well, this is brilliant. We're playing golf and we're getting long form interviews. And it sort of evolved from there, really. Like, we're 7 years old now and we're doing okay, we're doing pretty good.
Mate, you're doing more than that, mate. But do you take pride in the fact that people have followed your lead?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, let me be clear, we weren't the first to do it.
No,
like,
I know
there was
that.
Rick Shields, there was big people out there.
I get that, I get that.
I think it opened up maybe for people to say,
It doesn't have to...
the more light-hearted side of golf, if you know what I mean.
I think you definitely offer someone, myself, for example, with my golfing ability, like, you just presume golf's got this kind of stickler around it. You have to be brilliant, you have to be, your etiquette has to be good. You know, you almost have to be master's level to even talk about golf.
Yeah.
I think you took that away.
Yeah, that's...
I think you've made it very friendly, very enjoyable.
Thanks, man.
And
I
think
appreciate that.
I think a lot more people will play golf because they realise that there are just normal people out there trying to be good at golf with their own swings, with their own good round. Be it, you know, shooting 100 can be a good round. To someone, shooting 100 is a mega round.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to just be 16 under after 4 days.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think we have one thing I'm quite proud of, and we all should be proud of, not just me, because it's Ange as well, and Jimmy, who's come on board now, is I think we have got people into golf.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. I know that because people have said it to me. But I think we've done it quite a lot, I think. People have gone, I didn't realise that, you know, you could, you know, have a laugh on a golf course. And, you know, COVID helped as well. I think a lot of people started playing golf in COVID. But that's the time that we were doing. So we were doing mad stuff like trying to get a hole-in-one for my mum's garage. Yeah. Do you know, and stuff like that. So I think we've done good. I think we've done all right. Yeah.
Where can it go from here?
I'd like to get over to America. I think that's the next step.
Yeah.
Collaborating with some American stuff. I think we've been lucky because we've had some amazing guests. Obviously, you want, you know, the top golfers.
Yeah.
But in a realistic world, you're not going to get your Rorys.
Yeah.
You know, your people like that. You never know. But I think we just keep doing what we think's good. We've got quite a few strands that, you know, some people like that, some people like that. So I think the next step would be to get into America, but it's easier. It's not that easy. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
But what about, you say you've got a couple of other things going on as well, into the paddle as well?
Paddle, mate. That's my new addiction. I'm now addicted to golf and paddle. I literally love paddle.
Yeah?
And I do that with my mate Joe Marler, who you would have seen on
what a guy he is,
mate.
right?
He's amazing. I love him, mate. He's so engaged. He loves paddle as much as me.
Does he?
Yeah, and we started from we're like novices really. I only started playing a few months back.
Yeah.
But again, it's that addictive nature. I started playing going, oh, I like this. Oh, I just want to play all the time. But he's the same. So we've started that. It's only a few months old, but it's going okay. And I've gone back to doing football interviews.
Yeah.
incorporating in the cards, the football card industry.
Yeah, which is massive.
I did not realise.
Nor would I.
I didn't, honestly, Joe, I did not realise how big it was. And since I started posting about it, I've had friends going, "Oh mate, look at my collection."
Yeah.
Well, I've known you for 43 years. You've never once mentioned a card. And you're selling me, you've got an Henri autograph. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But yeah, I just love it because I love talking football. Like I've loved today, you know, just going through your career whilst hitting trees with golf balls. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's, yeah. So I'm doing a lot, but I'm lucky to be, you know, allowed to do that. So it's good.
I hear you use addicted to paddle, addicted to golf. Like that should be a bad thing, but having an addiction for the right thing is awesome, right?
Yeah, if it's channeled in the right way. Yeah, that's a very important phrase. I think you can become too addicted to something, if you know what I mean. Like you go to the extreme, like you worry about, because I'm the wanting to do so well and be the best channel and all that. I think sometimes you can get too much into it. Like there's anyone who's got a YouTube channel who's got a YouTube studio.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous, man.
We were talking about this earlier.
Like, if a video's not doing well, I get down.
Right.
If it's doing brilliant, I get high. It's like, and obviously that's what this pod's about, it's training your mind. I'm still shit at that. At the end of the day, it's a YouTube video.
Does your partner know, can she tell a mood that's actually you being in the mood about something and you can have a YouTube mood?
Yeah. Sunday morning, she knows. She's praying that video does well.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not good. That's not good.
Do you think you'll ever
I'd
solve that problem?
I truly believe, which I said for ages, I think I need to speak to a specialist about stuff like that.
Why don't you?
Because again, I'm too busy doing other stuff and actually go in, train that mind better and go and speak to someone. Because honestly, it's like, when you have, as you know, when you have children, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Not if a fucking YouTube video's 3 out of 10 on the studio.
Yeah, but it's all relative, mate. Like,
it is, but
I
you
get
shouldn't
saying
have
it like
that.
that.
You shouldn't have that mood of like.
But anyone who wants to be successful is trying to be successful. And like I say, the things that I've learned, that things that on paper don't sound good, like that's not good what you've just said. It should be more important that your baby's happy or your partner's happy. But like you can't be you without caring how well your video does. Like that, you shouldn't beat yourself up about that. Because how are you supposed to get better at anything if all you care about is the one side of it? There's two sides to you, right? There's your family, and you take great pride in that. I can see that, and you're super proud to be a father, to be a step parent, to be a partner. But there's nothing wrong with also being totally addicted to what you do and trying to be the best at it.
That's an amazing way of putting it, and I appreciate it, and I understand. But I do think there's something a little bit wrong up there still. And I do think it goes back to the drinking. I think it's the brain.
Yeah.
Going, do it. Like you come, like, do you know what I mean? Like I said, I think I should see someone about it because I understand what you're saying. Like it's, you know, you care. I care so much.
Yeah.
And I do, but I don't think something like a YouTube video or how that's performing should dictate your mood for a few hours. And I think that's how I need to work on and train my brain and my mind to get better at. And go, all right, how are we gonna change that performance? Not go, ooh, like, get all like, not snappy. I'm never rude or anything like that. But I'm there, but I'm not there. Amy will be talking, I'd be like, yep. It's still 4 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? It's like, people will understand what I'm saying, but I'm really bad at it, and I need to get better.
See, I don't know whether I'm ignorant or what it is, but like I know, say for example, us doing this interview and the work that we've just done out there, like I've lived it, and I thought that was awesome. I thought we've had a great day, played some good golf, we've had a laugh, we've got into it, we've been real, we've sat down, we've talked on a real level here, a level like who knew we were going to go to. Yeah, that's enough for me. So, however, it translates because we're new to the YouTube world. You know, we're just trying our best to get into it and understand it. But I think I'll always want to hold on to the fact that even if something bombed out or did really well, I'd still be able to go back to that moment and go like, well, I thought it was really good. So what if I were to come away from this now and speak to my dad or speak to my wife, how was it? Like, it was quality. That would be the end of that conversation. Like, how it translates eventually when we put it out there is in the lap of the gods.
That's the mindset I should have. No, I don't know what it is in the brain. I think it's the expectations that you think everything should be up there, and in reality, that ain't going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
balance, isn't it?
Yeah, and training my brain to realise that not every video is going to get over 100,000. For some weird reason, in my weird little head, I do 100,000 as a cut-off, which is quite a big cut-off.
It's a huge number.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit strange. I think 100,000. If anything on 100,000, I think, well, I failed there. We failed. And everyone's like, it's only me thinking that. Again, where's the 100,000 thing come from? I've set my limit at that. It's like, but I am getting better, but I'm miles off it still, and I hold my hands up.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with your mindset, because you want more, you want it to do well, and you care, and you're protective over what you do. And I very much doubt you're going to have many bad days either, because that 100,000 gets whacked every single time. So Pete, we start every conversation podcast with mind over everything. What does that mean to you? And we like to finish with getting a question from a guest friend or family. So Ange has just messaged me.
Okay.
And his question to you would be, if you could go back 20 years, would you change anything about your life?
What question? Go on, Big Ange. 20 years. Yeah, I think I would. I think I'd change. I think I would have stopped drinking earlier. I would have made that decision.
20 years ago?
20 years ago I would have been, okay, so that's, yeah, I would have been 24.
And knocked it on the head, full stop?
I might have given it a couple of years.
I'd give it
a couple of years for enjoyment, but I knew I had a problem for longer.
Yeah.
For so long I knew I had a problem. So looking back at it, I wouldn't have put people through so much pain and worry and being so selfish. So looking back 20 years ago, I would have gone, make that decision to give up alcohol forever sooner, yeah.
There we go.
Cheers, mate. Woo!
Thanks, that was quality, guys.
Cool. Cheers, mate.
Really, really
Love it,
enjoyed
mate.
that.
Thank you so much, mate.
Thanks for your
What a great day, boys and girls.